So I'm Brandon Johnson, Cook County Commissioner, representing the west side of Chicago and the western suburbs. And currently my wife and I, we are raising our children on the west side of Chicago in the beautiful neighborhood of Austin. Public safety. And I don't believe there's anyone in this race currently that has more of an incentive for our communities to be safe than someone who's raised in a family on the west side of Chicago, Austin in particular, which is well documented as one of the more violent neighborhoods, and that obviously is directly related to the disinvestment that has happened over the course of decades. Whether you live in Jefferson Park or Morgan Park or McKinley Park, anywhere else in between, Ravenswood or Inglewood, that public safety is what most of the residents in the city of Chicago are concerned about. There's a direct correlation between youth employment and violence reduction. So that's why I'm proposing part of my plan to have one of the most robust youth hiring programs. Second thing is we have to pass the ordinance Treatment Not Trauma, an ordinance that provides frontline support for law enforcement in particular. We know that almost 40% of the calls that are coming in are mental health crises. The previous administration closed mental health clinics, and I fought the previous administration, and this current administration refuses to reopen them, and I've pushed back and fought this administration. That's why I'm committed to making sure that we reopen our mental health clinics to provide the necessary support on the front line. If we want a safe city, we have to do what works, and that's what I'm committed to do once I'm mayor of Chicago. No one in this race has a greater incentive for the city of Chicago to work than, again, someone who's raising a family on the west side of Chicago. As a public school teacher, as an organizer, and certainly as a Cook County Commissioner, I have the lived experience that Chicagoans can relate to, but I also have the political experience of passing multi-billion-dollar budgets that speak to the needs of working people and our work to pull people out of poverty. First of all, my wife and I, we're going to celebrate 25 years of marriage, June 28th. So I'm looking forward to a big surprise celebration if the city of Chicago can keep it a secret. I have an 8-year-old daughter, and she is a brilliant, incredibly artistic. My 10-year-old, Ethan, he's our middle child. And I'll just say he is the child that is challenging me to be a better parent. I say it like that. And then I have our eldest, Owen. He's 15, and he is just quite the athlete. They all play sports. They all play string instruments, and they get all of their brilliance, of course, from their mother. We're being lobbied pretty hard from our children, my wife and I, to get a dog. And once I'm mayor of Chicago, I've made a commitment that we would seriously consider having a dog if I can name the dog. So there's a variety of things. So, I like to ride my bike. So I ride my bike quite a bit. Of course, as Cook County Commissioner, I have some responsibility over the forest preserves. So I go to the YMCA and work out, we read, and I really enjoy comedy. So, I try my best to just laugh it off. And that's how I try to handle stress. Turkey tips. Yeah, so maybe this is a good plug for Just Turkey. That is the spot. I indulge there. I mean, as far as the treat is concerned, there are just really too many to name. But one of my all-time favorite treats, it's the Twix, caramel and chocolate, not the peanut butter one. I'm gonna have to go with the west side of Chicago. I'm gonna have to go with North Lawndale. Yeah, North Lawndale. Yeah, and this is coming from someone who lives in Austin. But North Lawndale is one of the most underrated neighborhoods. Support teachers, support public employees, and learn to love neighbors. I'm thin crust. I grew up watching WGN, Willis, Green Line. That is a sin. Chicago is the largest small town in the world. We are built on neighborhoods. We're very close here, even though there are some things that try to divide us, that we are the largest small town in the world.